as a Bachelor of Engineering, and initially lectured in Taylor's College and subsequently joined public listed companies in the timber industry and tire retreading industry. Now he has been with Alken Global for 23 years now, and he is the elite President Club member in Alken. So let's welcome President Gabriel Woon. Mr. Gabriel, can you hear me?
Hi everyone. Hi Jack.
Hello.
I wasn't that good. Latin. I heard we were all mesmerized. Fantastic story.
If you guys like the Latin sharing, put a clap sign or say well done.
Yeah.
All right. So President Gabriel, it's late at night. Are you tired?
Not tired. Just totally exhausted. I haven't gotten over that yet.
Okay. I also have a few questions for you lah. I have a few questions for you because you have gone through the financial crisis in the past, right? Were there any struggles in Alken? And if there was, right, what made you to continue to pursue this business?
Okay, yeah. I think, I'll take a step back to history. Let me show you a bit of the financial crisis. So can you see the screen, Jack?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So the financial crisis goes way back, but we just go back to 1987, where there was a really, bad stock market crash. It was called the Black Monday, occurred in October the 1987. And this really brought about, even in Malaysia, we noticed in the downtown KL, a lot of the small factories really had to close shop, and that didn't help at all. But I think if we go back further, there were also a lot of crises, whether it is financial, market crash, whatever. And then 10 years down the road, we had the Asian financial crisis, which started off with the Thai baht going off. Now, this one, the Malaysians, right, were really badly affected, primarily because at that time, just before the crisis came on, the exchange rate of $1, the value of the ringgit was about 2.8. When the crisis came on, right, it just the Malaysian ringgit just devalued. It went up to 3.5, and it was horrendous. It went up to 4.5 and almost 5 ringgit to $1. And at that time,
sorry, Mr. Gabriel, I'm gonna interrupt for a while. Could you help us put it in full screen so our audience can look clearer?
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep. So
all right,
nice. Is that okay? Thank you.
Yes.
1,000 apologies. So at that time, Alken, we've just joined in Alken. We were small fries at that time. Alken, was in a dilemma. Every bottle of spirulina they sold, Alken lost money, right? But our group executive chairman, Mr. A.K. Tan, really, our logo has 2 hearts. It's heart to heart. It looks like a butterfly, but he really walked the talk because he bit the bullet. He says, look, I can sustain the loss rather than have my people, which means the independent business owners, the distributors, right, suffer. So for every bottle, he lost money, and he was very sincere with that. Until the vendors, right, the people who sold the spirulina to Alken, saw his sincerity and also chipped in together, right? They worked through this crisis, and we came out very strong. So this heart-to-heart, honestly, before the crisis, Joanne was already inside, joined up because she took the products, and she felt so much better. Her sinus was cured, and wow. So we went to the meeting. So at that time I was still working. I rushed back, had a quick dinner, washed up, and then we were trudging along. Those days, there was no highway, you know, you go down for the meeting, and believe it or not, being English educated, I went to the Mandarin meeting because there was no English meeting in those days, you know. So, but then what I saw and what I noticed, right, the people were extremely friendly. And the people were really, you know, doesn't matter which group you belong to, they don't have, and even if they are very high in position, they have achieved very high status in Elkin, they're still extremely friendly. And this was similar to what we were brought up, as Datin Jenna has said, we were brought up with this culture. I went to a mission school and we were taught, you know, to have the less fortunate, and we were really wanted to learn a lot, but then being in Mandarin, I didn't know much, but there's a lot of people who were, how should I put it, good in two languages, Mandarin as well as English, and they really, you know, go out of the way to educate me in the products, in the compensation plan, and so forth. But what Mr. A.K. Dunn did really is exceptional, I would say that, right? It's a very, very rare thing to have that loss under him, and not to take it on to the distributors themselves. So Joanne, by then, did the business. I was still working. And later on, right, within a year, she hit the 5-figure income. She could see. She went in primarily because she said, look, what happens, right? I work, she is a business owner as a beautician, a salon owner. What happens if there's a crisis? So she came in to Elkin, so that we can have another stream of income. And that was a good decision, a wise decision. By the time she hit the 5-figure income, I said, wow, this must be something that works. Being, you know, most people in the corporate sector, I would say, Jack, really are very anti networking. I am included, primarily because somehow networking was misrepresented by a lot of people in those days. Right? Either they didn't give the service, they promised heaven and earth, they didn't bother, and have a lot of claims, which sounds ridiculous and all that. So when she came in with the hit the 5-figure income, I looked into it and said, wow, this is something we could really go in. So that's how we started the journey. So it's actually thanks to Joanne, my wife, for having the foresight to come in, and this is where we are. So then in 2001, we became the MCCM, or, you know, reached the highest status in Elkin. And believe it or not, we were accorded the that position when I was in the hospital. I was born with a congenital adhesion, and there was a massive operation, and I stayed in the hospital for 1 month. But then, you know, hey, we also reached the highest position in the hospital. I think I'm the only one who achieved that, or we achieved that, right? And I could say, right, it took me about a year to recover because it was a very massive operation. I didn't do very much. Joanne, you know, have to split her duties with doing the business and also looking after me. I was just shuffling along, very, very weak because I lost 13 kg in the hospital, 1 month in the hospital. The income, right, not only continued to flow in, it also went up. And Joanne's involvement in Elkin were not as intensive as before, primarily because of my condition. It goes to show that we did really enjoy residual income. Now, it is not a myth. Anyone who says, oh, you can't, I have stopped and all that. No, we still need to work, but albeit not as much as before, we still got good income. Now that takes a load off our mind and really helps me to recover. And so to say that what made me continue to choose this business, well, basically is the heart-to-heart culture. As Datin Janet has also said that, right? It is the culture. And also, right, to say that I can see this is a very professional business, because Elkin also says, we, meaning Elkin and us, right, the company and us, will want to change the way business is done, to change the perception of people, right, that it is a really professional business, not some, well, there will be some people who want to make some few ringgit, but overall, the people who stay and work very hard are professional about it, and Elkin goes towards that. So back to you, Jack. Sorry, I also forgot to mention, right, that by 2008, we had another global financial crisis. It's called the Great Recession. This is, we were fortunate in Asia because this was more to America and also to the European side. This one was the collapse because of the banks, you know, easy loans and easy credit. So we were already, as we said, already MCCM, those Millionaire Crown Council members, and we did not feel the impact that much because our income was really very good by then. Then you would notice, you know, every 10 years, almost every 10 years, right? So now 2020, this COVID-19, I put a question mark there. So what will happen? So what are the steps we're going to take? So back to you, Jack.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. I think the 2008 global financial crisis, right? It's the banks giving out too much loans and people aren't paying back, which is possibly what is going to happen in our country after the MTO is lifted, because people, companies going to cut costs and there's going to be retrenchment happening, right? So people won't be able to pay back loans after the MCO. So I have another question for President Gabriel. You have been in Elkin for a long time now, right? So what do you think of this opportunity today, like compared to last time?
Oh, that's really interesting. Honestly, we are now in a better position, right? So to me, we have gone seamless, okay? The plan is seamless now. And as Datin has mentioned, we can truly make $1 million income a month. And on top of that, right, we have also gone into e-commerce, spanning 40 over countries and counting, right? So all this, right, being in a better position, seamless plan and e-commerce, spanning over 40 countries, did not happen by chance. So give me a little bit of time, let me explain. And then in 2015, 2016, right, Elkin said, Mr. A.K. Tan brought in people to say, well, we want 100 years legacy. And these people, when they came in and looked at it and said, wow, the way we were doing things did not match to have the 100 years legacy. So Mr. A.K. Tan thought about it and then found the way we were doing the business is already, well, how should we put it? Not in tune with the current way we should be doing, because we have already, the world has gone digital, has gone into e-commerce. So in 2015, 2016, Mr. A.K. Tan found to be relevant, right, we need to change. So together, Mr. A.K. Tan together with Mr. and Mrs. Francis Chia, right, our great leader, got together and decided, right, we truly need to change because the world of doing business has changed. It has gone online. It is hitting mortar and concrete in a very big way. So in 2015 and 2016, this is the year end of 2015, they decided, right? The group chairman and Mr. Francis Chia decided we change. So we moved from the old way of doing to the new way of doing. So we went seamless. We changed the compensation plan. This is really something that needs a lot of courage, that needs a lot of commitment to succeed. And we can say, right, to some degree, we have succeeded because we are still here. The plan has evolved, and it is a very, very good plan because it can give us $1 million per month, provided we are determined, we have that dream to go for it. So in 2016, we executed this change to a global seamless compensation plan. What we are saying is the company took the bull by the horn. So in view of this, I really have to say a big thank you, right, to our group executive chairman, Mr. A.K. Tan, and also Mr. and Mrs. Francis Chia, right, in bringing us to this new platform of doing business, and also for the huge monetary investment by Alken to execute the change. It is no small feat. To me, the commitment, right, to have the betterment of the distributors is always in our chairman's vision and mission. So I think, right, we are truly in a much, much better position with so many countries we can do and into e-commerce. Thank you, Jack.
So in all of your experience, you think where is Alken going in the next few years? Because right now it's coronavirus, and the next few years going to be going up or how?
I wish I have the crystal ball with me. Then I can tell the future. No,
Okay.
but logically speaking, okay, I say this COVID-19 actually is a blessing in disguise. If not for 4 years ago, the visionary, idea of changing the way we're going to do business, we would be in a very, very difficult position. The idea of still going to knocking at the door to get things done is way out. So it is using the internet, using e-commerce, that's how things are done. So this COVID-19 has brought to our attention, right, that our immune system is the only defense we have against the virus. And therefore health awareness is in everybody's mind. It's their priority. So a good immune system is important and crucial. Our company, Alken, right, Global, have unique products. And for this, for example, our Alpha Hex and Sino X, imagine a product that can change your genes expression. Wow, that's a really, really out of this world kind of a product, and also to booster your immune system. So wellness, just for information, is currently a US 4 trillion year industry. And it is even more relevant now because of the awareness of wellness, that we need to have a very, very good immune system. So we are poised. Alken is poised. Alken Global is poised to educate a ready public who is hunger, right, for the right information and to take the steps to protect themselves and their family. So if I look at it and say, the growth in the next few years should be good. But of course, right, people can come in for a couple of reasons. First, for their own health, for their family, for their loved ones, right? But it is also a business opportunity, a global business opportunity where we can go into 40 plus countries and counting. Right? By year end, the company is envisaging to go to 50 plus countries. Right? We already can do e-commerce with US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, some European countries, and it's still growing. Besides the 9 countries that we are already in.
So a lot of other countries don't know about our Alken Spirulina or Ecstasy yet. So the market is still huge.
Yeah. It's growing. No, those days we were more regional to this area. and we did very well. We're already into the top 50, right, worldwide. So I believe, right, we really can take the world by storm because we are now poised, right, to go into the technology as well as the digital thing. Surprising, a lot of new products will be coming in. In fact, from what I know, right, by this month end to early next month, we will have a really fantastic technology product. So we are in the right direction. And remember, what I just said, the wellness industry is worth 4 trillion US dollars. That's enormous, fantastically big.
Right. I thank you. I think the health and beauty business, right? It's not gonna be going out anytime soon, because we're all humans, right? And we need to take care of our beauty, our skin, and also our health. So thank you so much for your sharing, President Gabriel.